There's a place in the woods called Aspen Ridge because of all the populous trees which grow there. This is where we're from. We are the Popple People. Welcome to our channel. We're glad you stopped by. In this video, we fire up this Woodland Mill's HM122 portable sawmill and give her a go at cutting some wood. There were a handful of items from the pre-start checklist that we didn't do last time, so we completed those tasks today as well. It proved to be convenient having the mill set up on the car trailer. Very easy to pull it out of the garage, do the cutting outside, and leave the mess there. Safety first, we chocked the wheels to secure the trailer. Then we placed jack stands under the trailer to prevent tipping when most of the weight was toward the rear of the trailer. We did a quick check to make sure the trailer was level. There were 2 safety tags alerting us to a few other special things to do for this inaugural run of the mill. After the first hour of milling, belt tension needed to be rechecked and adjusted if necessary. And a reminder to run the blade dry for the first 30 minutes in order to properly break in the belts. After this, there are different solutions that are recommended based on the temperature. To finish out the pre-start checklist, we gassed her up. Then we used a side cutter to snip the wire on the vibration-based hour meter. Set proper blade tension using a torque wrench. 20 to 25 foot-pounds was recommended in the updated 2022 manual. We torqued our mill to 20 foot-pounds and then rechecked it after cutting the first cant. And after tensioning the blade, the band wheels were spun to make sure the blade was tracking correctly. This should be done every time before you start milling. Be sure to wear gloves. So we had some cants that were made back in December of 2020. We used a chainsaw mill, and though that did work, it's actually one of the reasons we decided to purchase this sawmill. It was laborious using the chainsaw mill, and the process took forever. The cant was positioned on the bunks, and a thick wooden shim was used with the log clamp because the point on the clamp was really digging into the cant. It was tightly secured and very stable. Would it work? Well, we were about to find out. Finally, we were ready to start the 9.5 horsepower engine. We choked it and gave her a pull. And it started on the first pull. We were impressed. We let the engine warm up a bit, and then we were ready to make the first slice. Make sure you're at full throttle when milling. This first pass is playing at actual speed so you can see the pace in real time. slice was taken off first, just to square up the cant. The chainsaw mill did an okay job, but the sawmill sure did a much higher quality cut. For the rest of these passes, the video speed was accelerated, so these are not shown in real time. This first board looks great. There's a lot of nice character to it. So what we are cutting today are 1x6s out of these old popple trees. These cants have actually been sitting for just over a year, and the logs were actually cut about 2 years before that, so this wood is pretty dry. These passes with the mill are extremely smooth. We are really liking this mill so far. Again, the only thing we have to compare it to is a chainsaw mill that was used previously. This is really cutting nice. As the cant got thinner, the log clamp and log supports needed to be adjusted so the blade didn't hit anything. The thick wooden shim actually worked really well. It was rock solid, and the cant didn't shift at all during cutting. So this first cant made 6 1x6s plus the slightly thicker bottom piece of the cant. The wood grain on these popple boards sure looks nice. In our next video, we'll show you what we're going to do with these boards. Some of the cants were froze together. The log supports needed to be raised back up for another full-sized cant. And we discovered the advantage to having frozen icy cants is that they slide really nice on the bunks, so that was convenient. And once this cant was secured in place, we were ready for round 2. Again, we started by removing a thin slice so that it would lay flat on the bunks, and then we actually flipped the entire cant over and secured it in place. Once it was squared up by cutting off another thin slice from this side, we were finally ready to start milling some boards. There was one giant knotty area in the middle of this cant. When the blade hit that spot, the cant started to vibrate. Not sure if that was due to the sizable knot, the frozen wood, not having lubrication on the blade, or some combination of all of these things. By slowing down the speed of the cut through that section, it seemed to be okay. If anyone watching knows what caused the cant to shake like that, please let us know in the comments. As the cant got thinner, log supports and log clamp needed to be adjusted again. Be sure to keep an eye on this as you move down that cant. As we got deeper into this cant, these green spots started showing up. Not exactly sure what it is. Does anyone out there know? Is it like a mold or a fungus? Perhaps it's bacterial or from sap staining. We're wondering if it's something that we should use these boards as is, or if this is something we should cut these green spots out, like if they're the start of rot or something that might be problematic down the road. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts about these mysterious green spots. If you have questions or comments, please email us at thepopple_people, all one word, @gmail.com. Or flip-flop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll show you what we'll be doing with these boards. up getting 10 more 1x6s from the second cant. Be prepared to clean up a lot of sawdust. We were really glad we decided to pull this outside to keep this mess out of the garage. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more straight-to-the-point videos about our journey with this sawmill, please consider subscribing. That way, you can be a Popple People too. We'll catch you next time. Bye.